farm again this evening, and I'm gonna fool around and run out of daylight. I'm late getting up here from my day job. Some self-inflicted interruptions between there and here, but the plan is to get the Massey Ferguson 50 out here, put the cages on my rake tedder, my Vermeer rake tedder, and rake this hay up. And my goal is to have it ready to go when I get here tomorrow, and I can just start baling. I'm not sure I couldn't bale it tonight. Nice and crispy. But tomorrow is supposed to be breezy, low humidity. I think it's going to be somewhat toasty, but I think the humidity is going to be down 5 to 7% chance of rain. I don't know. I have to run that through my calculator, but that might mean that there's like 93 to 95% chance of rain. I don't know. These weather guessers are killing me. But in any event, I need to get the Vermeer around here in the Massey Ferguson and start raking some hay. I will say this: it is rare that I rake hay the day before I bale, because a lot of times, most of the time, it seems like moisture rises off the ground and makes your hay wet underneath. And but I'm hoping tomorrow's warm weather, the breeze, and a nice fluffy windrow off this Vermeer TR90, and that will not be a concern, particularly when I get up here. Probably be about 5:30 in the evening when I get up here. I may take off early, but not really planning on that. And this is a really nice day. There's the Krone 2801 CV, ready to go, sitting on the back of the Massey Ferguson 1105. Make my way out to that tractor shed and get the Model 50 out. Now, if the Vermeer looks a little crooked, if the Vermeer looks a little crooked, it's supposed to be that way. So one of the ways you narrow this rake tedder up, they've got a kind of clever little thing where you can turn it at an angle like you see here, basically making it not quite so wide, and then you can lock it out right here for transport. So, you know, use that to get through some narrow gates and things like that. Let's see if the Model 50 will start. That's a 59-year-old tractor, 1962 year model. I think the math works out to 59 years. Let's go rake some hay. Transport position. I might be able to do this one-handed. The nice part is you can drag it on the ground to take some of the weight off. What I can do here. Maybe that'll hold. Well, maybe not. That sets the width of the cage, and that you can vary that with these holes right here. And then I got to set these tines from here to here. So I'll do that, and I'll be back in a jiffy. I got the cart before the horse, and with the cages on and these things in the out position, they won't rotate around to collide into the cage. So these need to be moved before you put the cages on. But while I got it here, you can see the cages are flipped over, and that's for storage and transport. So around that pivot that I just put in, there's a little place right there in a pin, and you can set those things back over on the rake tedder. I take them off because they rattle and shake a lot, and the manual may say something to that effect. Maybe they don't recommend them in the transport position like that when you're actually working it, but I see videos of these things. Again, this is a Vermeer TR90, but it's a Lely 300 combine. You'll see some of the Lely's with the cages up like that, and as they say in the UK, rowing up hay, or tedding hay. We say raking hay, rowing up hay. So let me get about moving these, and then I'll show you when I flip these down. Alright, so I got these tines moved into the rake position, and you wouldn't think that much movement would make that big a difference, but evidently it does. And so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to let this thing down. And I'm going to flip these hoods back into position. Go ahead and take that loose, and that one loose. Take that off. Snap my finger when I do it. And then I just grab this thing right up here, already locked in down there, and just kind of ease it over. Put that back in there for storage. Put that one in there. So this cage is set. just like that. It only takes a few minutes to convert this thing from rake to tedder. And so we're ready to rake some hay. I'm going to leave it in the transport position till we get down there in the field, and then I'll unlock it, and we'll get on about raking some hay. So to take this out of transport, what I do, I just basically pull that pin and the tedder is designed to lock into a straight position. Tedder rake, you can either go back and forth because it delivers out the center of the machine. You can go back and forth. You don't have to go round and around. And so you can lock it to do that, and I've done it. And then when you get done, you go around the perimeter, and that's pretty effective. But you can also, this is going to sound really goofy, but you can make right turns, but you can't make left turns. I'd say if there was a disadvantage to this, one would be you can't make left turns, and it's very difficult to merge windrows. But on first cutting hay, this is the cat's meow for a square baler. Now, with this, it can swing to the right, and you can make a pretty good turn, like a 90-degree turn. It's actually very nimble, more so than you might think. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up and out into the headlands, and then back down and back out, so I just want to kind of keep going here, and I might cut through the center at some point, but I don't know. What I do know is I'm about to run out of daylight, and I need to get going. And what I do, again, I'll run the edge of my rake tedder right along the edge of that windrow. Second gear, high range. I looked it up in the book after I tedded last night, because I was, it feels like a pretty good clip to me. But anyway, 5 miles an hour, 4.5, 5 miles an hour is where I was going. And the book says, the minimum, I don't remember the max. I've got it written down, but I don't have it with me. But we're way under the maximum speed, I guess is what I'm saying. So let's see if we can rake some hay. Hard to drive and hold a camera at the same time. I'll come back here in just a bit. So by putting my left wheel at the edge of the windrow to my right, which I can still kind of see even though it's tedded out, it puts the left edge of that rake, those tines, right up near the windrow to the left, and in doing so it catches a lot of the hay that might otherwise appear to be left behind. So stuff like that right over there, it tends to grab it and pull it in. I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't run the PTO quite as fast when I'm raking because, you know, I don't want the hay slinging off. I want it to stay in the confines of the rake tether and make its way to those cages. I've said this before, I'll kind of speak to it again, but essentially what I got here is a tedder that happens to have cages on it. And a provision to reset the tines to rake to those cages. But the best part is even though I'm raking hay, as you can see, you know, I'm tedding it too. So I get a rake and a tedder pan. I get to rake and ted in one pass, which is a real time saver. So that tedding action is really important. For what I'm trying to do here tonight in advance of tomorrow. So, unlike a roller bar rake or even a wheel rake, I guess, and I'd like to have a, when I say wheel rake, I'm talking about the ones that go around like that. But you know, the tedding action of this rake is really important because, you know, I'm stirring that hay up. It's not like a roller bar rake. I'm kind of repeating myself. It's not like a roller bar rake or one of these rotary rakes that do like that. This is really mixing the hay. And fluffing it into a windrow. And so it's nice and airy, and even though it'll sag overnight with the dew, I'm just relying on this fluffy windrow with that stands up tall, and with the breezes that are coming tomorrow, and hopefully I can come in here and bale hay. It'll be late in the evening, so it'll have all day in the sun and the breeze. Hopefully, when I come in here to bale, it'll just be spanking dry, top and bottom. So we're rolling right along here and making some windrows. Just nice, big, fluffy windrows. This Vermeer does it. And everything's all stirred up and light and airy. So hopefully that'll still be around tomorrow. And but the sun's already gone down over the hill on the back side there behind those trees. Let me keep moving on. All right, so I'm just about done. We'll walk out and look at these windrows again. I don't know, I'm kind of biased, but I think they look pretty good down through there. I think the rake's doing a pretty good job picking up the stuff between the windrows, and a lot of that's just technique, and it's taken us a while to kind of figure that out. But where I'm at now, I've been just kind of going around clockwise, but as only I can do, when I cut this little patch right in here, it's shorter across this end than it is that end, so I kind of got a little bit of a triangle down there to deal with. And so I'm at a place right now where what I need to do is I need to be able to lift this rake up and set it back down so I'm not running back and forth through so I'm not running back and forth through the you know, the windrows I made. To the extent possible, getting the rake up off of the windrows that I've made. Now to do that, I gotta push this first thing I gotta do is get this pin out of here. Whoop, dropped it on the ground. I'll get it here in a minute. So you can probably see a little hole right there. So what I got to do is I got to push this rake out just a little bit, like right there, and that locks it in. Let me get that other pin. So what that does, it locks it in place. I can't make turns with it because these wheels don't pivot. That's why this headstock is important right here when you're making turns. And but I can pick it up like a 3-point rake. And hopefully clear some of the windrows when I have to drive out and around. I'll smash some of them as I go. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. Sometimes this thing will go right into, there we go. There it is. So this tractor has what's called live PTO. You push that pedal halfway down and it stops the forward motion. You put it all the way down and it stops the PTO, but it also stops the hydraulics to slowly go down. An Independence PTO is nice, but this is not bad. So hopefully, hopefully I can get around without knocking my windrows down too much. I'll just kind of straddle them. So I'm kind of sort of, I guess the bottom of my tractor might be knocking it down a little bit. This one's especially tall, this windrow. But it is what it is. Someday I will rake the perfect hay field. Now, so I got this triangle to deal with. And I say you can't turn with it. You can kind of make little gradual adjustments, but you know, 90-degree turns are not a good idea with wheels that don't pivot. So let me keep going and I'll come back. All right, so that kind of finishes up the raking job for this little part of the field. And again, like I say, we're going to come in here tomorrow and try to get this stuff baled up. I want to take this rake tedder up and take it off the Massey, and then I think I'm going to bring the John Deere out here and put it on a wagon so it'll be ready to go as soon as I get here tomorrow. So that's the video, and hope you enjoyed it. Tedding a little hay. Tedding a little hay. Raking a little hay with the Massey Ferguson 50. The Vermeer TR90. Tedder rake combo with the cages here and the hook tines. Just made some beautiful windrows out here, and so with that we'll kind of get out of here and talk to you another time. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be baling, so we'll talk to you later.